Mr. Young Trader, it is Monday night. Okay, we got a shortened 4-day week this week, so we got to make a lot of cash real quick. All right, we're going to take a look here at Bitcoin, at Ethereum, gold, silver, crude oil, and natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, selling stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, here we have Bitcoin daily and weekly chart. Now, just because there was no trading here in the U.S., that doesn't mean Bitcoin wasn't trading. Same with gold and silver and commodities were still trading, okay? So you can see here, we got this big-ass red candle. Now, we lost that 8-day. That's going to be very, very key, but we came down, we held that 50 SMA. So on the downside, this is what you're watching is 92,002. That's going to be very, very key. Your next level is going to be 90,905. That's your 21-day. Then we come down here to the bottom of that candle right there. You're looking at 91.80. We'll come to the bottom there at 89,410. Then we'll come down to the bottom of that candle, 87,125. 84,505 is the big retest there. And then we come down here to 84,120, and then your big boy down here at 87,50 level, okay? Now, we've got to get back above that 8-day. That's going to be very, very key. So you're looking at 93,718 level, okay? Then we can come up here to the top of this candle here. You're looking at 95,245. We look at Friday's high at that 96.60 level, and then we're looking for that 98,200. Now, if we can crack above that, we have a lot of resistance up here. We got 99,250 level. We'll come up here at 104.95. We'll come down to the bottom of that candle at 101.20 level, and we have 102.6110, and there's your big boy all the way up here at 102.695. But if you look here on the old day weekly chart here, this is going to be very, very critical. Okay, so you got right there 101.370 and 101.19. You can see where that 21-day now crossed over that 50-day. So that's going to become very, very strong resistance. We get above that, then we hit the 100-day, and then we can hit your 200-day. So let's just see how this all shakes out. Now we do have this cup and handle situation, and we are still holding this portion, but we start losing that 50-day and we start losing that 21-day. Well, we're going to come down here, probably retest that 84.05, and we'll come down here 87.50 level very, very easily. Now, you're looking at 50, that's not overbought or oversold. The green is still over your red. It hasn't curled over as of yet. Now, what we got here on the weekly chart is your MACD. It looks like it wants to curl up. The little bars are moving up here. This is kind of moving up, and we're holding here this 8-day. But now the 8-day, we got to see if that can make sure that has to hold that 96.30, and obviously that 100-day at 87.545. If not, we could test that 87.50 level here by Friday is what we always want to watch the weekly. So as of right now, what the hell did I do there? Okay. There we go. Okay, so basically right now, this is what we're watching. We're watching that 50-day on the downside. Next level support is going to be that 21-day. Upside, we're watching that 8-day. Next big resistance is going to be at 98,200 level. We have to retest it and to see what we do once we get above that. But if you look at the chart, you still have low, higher low, higher low, higher low situation. So don't get too excited. Let's just see how tomorrow shakes out. Actually, maybe even tonight, a little bit later. Okay, let's take a look here now at Ethereum. All right, here we have Ethereum, pretty much the same thing, okay? So we got the big-ass red candle today, but now we're below that 200-day, and we're below this key 8-day right there at that 32.14. So your next big support level is going to be right there, 31.10. That's going to be a 50-day, and then we have your 21-day sitting right there at 31.03. That's going to be very, very key. We need to hold that. If not, we can come right down to the bottom there. You're looking at 3,005 level. We'll come down there at 2886 level. 2780 is your retest. Bring this price channel across here. We got 2728, and then your big boy down here at 2627. But we still have a nice, good uptrending chart. Low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low situation. Okay. Now upside. Got to get back above that 32.13. That's your 8-day. Got to get back above that 200-day, 32.22. Okay, if we can, then what we can do is we aim for today's high, looking at 33.58, and then 34.19 is your retest. We get above that, we got the neckline going here at 34.61, and then we have your big target at 36.53 level. Now you can see here it's pretty much the same thing as what we have on Bitcoin. There's a little bit of roll job here, but at 15.51, that's not overbought or oversold. The green is still over your red. So again, let's just watch this play out if you're trading the Ethereum, okay? Now weekly, well, you can see the 8-day is still curling up here nice here, and the price is still right above your 100-day, which is good, your 8-day, which is good, and your 50-day, which is good, okay? So that's all looking very good here, so that has to hold by Friday. Okay, let's take a look here now at gold and silver. Alrighty, can't do anything on a trade on gold, but look like she's breaking out. Okay, so what we're watching is right there, that price channel at 46.50. Now you can see how you got as high as that 46.98. So when I say 4,700, okay, it never really goes to like 4,700. Okay, those round numbers, it always comes just a little bit shy, and that's pretty much what it did, 46.98. But again, once you start getting above 47, then you take it to that next level kind of a situation, okay? So what we did is you rallied all the way up here. You got the 45, what do we get on here? We got 45.84, okay? So you never hit the 4,600, but once you got rolling, then we just cracked above it. Once you get above that, then we can hit that higher number. So right now, you're looking at that 4,700 even, okay? So once you crack above that, then we're looking 47.25, 47.50, and work yourself up to that 4,800 even. But you won't hit that even. You always come here like a little bit short, okay? Now, on the downside, you got to hold right there. You got to hold that 46.50. We lose that. We'll come down here to today's low at 46.22. Come down 45.92. There's your 8-day. Come to the bottom of that candle, 45.39. That's your next support. And then the 21-day at 44.92. But we got a very, very good bullish chart going here. Very, very nice on the upside situation. Now, we do have negative divergence, but if this keeps right on rising, this keeps on rising, that would negate that, and this is going higher. Okay, so we'll look at this at 8 o'clock. I'll be looking at it and maybe jump in the old GLD. Now, your green is over your red, showing very, very good, upside trending, and you can see the chart, very, very upside. I still say they're going to be wanting to hit that 5,000 mark for whatever it is, and then we have to see. But again, one level at a time. All right, silver, another one. She's doing the breakout. Okay, so we got as high as that 94.74. I'm looking for that 95 range. Again, 95 is that round, crisp, clear number that you're not going to hit. So this is right here, but once you get above 95, then you start hitting for that 96, 97. But really, if you do the fibs on this, you're looking at 100 to 105 is going to be your target there on silver. Now, on the downside, you want to hold that price channel, 93.70 level. We lose that, we come down to today's low at that 90.50. Then we come down here to that 87.25. We lose that, obviously you have your 21-day, your 50-day. But right now, nice uptrending chart situation going on. Now, we do have the negative divergence, so just be a little bit careful. But if this keeps running up and this keeps running up here, then that would negate it. And obviously, we're going to be heading towards that 100 mark, okay? Now, when you look at this, you can see absolute nosebleed situation. So be careful, because when these come off, they come off. I'll just give you an example. Oil went all the way up to, years ago, 149, came down, retested it, 144 to 145. And then when she sold off, you got to a negative 27. So for every barrel that they had, they were paying 27 bucks. And then it closed out for the day at a plus 650. Okay, so again, just be aware. So you trade this. I'm only a long trader. SLB for the long, GLD for the long here, and you stop losses. Alrighty, let's take a look here at the old Crude. Alrighty, here we have crude oil, and you can see here we still have a downtrending situation until we get above that 200 SMA, okay? That's where we're standing right now, okay? So bottom line here, this is what we're watching here on the downside, okay? So your support level is going to be 58.57. There's your 50-day. Your next level is going to be 58.25. There's your 21-day. We lose that. We come right to the bottom of that candle, 57.61 level, okay? Come down here. You've got 56.84. We'll come down to the bottom there, 55.76. And then we can retest that 54.98 level. Okay, upside very easy. Got the 8-day, 59.61 right there. We got that 100-day at 60.16, and then we get above that. We come to the top of that candle, 61.01. We come to the top of there at 61.50. But you're really looking for that 62.20. That's your 200-day. You have to get above that in order to go higher. Now, if we do get above that, there's going to be a lot of good targets going on up here. But really, your ultimate goal is going to be right here. Is going to be that 66.42. Okay. Again, there is a lot of resistance. Okay, so you have right there, 63.89. Okay, we got 65.05. We got 65.40. And then we come up here to that 66.42. That's your retest. Okay, but again, this 200-day is everything. You have to get and close above. So what we look here is look into the past. Okay, so we had that right there, that kind of a situation. Right here, went in it, okay? And then look at right here, we had sticky go right into the 200-day, and what happened? Pulled right back, okay? Now remember, this is not a supply-demand issue, okay? There's plenty of crude out there, plenty. This is, I'm taking over Greenland situation. I got Venezuela situation. I'm taking over tanker ship situation. Okay, I got Russia, Ukraine situation. That's what it is. Just like our last time, what we had right here. Had that nice inverse head and shoulder pattern. I said this is going to result in that 200-day, and that's where you went. And this was the Iran-Israel war situation. Okay, what happened when it comes down? Boom. That's the same thing here. This is not supply and demand. So remember, trade this, okay, and use stop losses. That is the key, because if it comes off, let's look at the past here. What you have here on the top, 78.40, suckered how many people in there? When we come all the way to the bottom here, 64 bucks, okay? Look at that. See there? Can come all the way down very, very easily here in just 2 days, okay? So just pay attention to the charts, and that's all you really need to do worry about is just trade these charts, okay? So bottom line again, watch the 8-day. Very, very key. You get above it, you got the 100-day. You get above that, we have targets here and here, but the 200-day is everything, okay? Downside, just watch that 50-day, 58.70, 57. Watch that 21-day. We lose that. We have a lot of good support down here, but again, 54.98, that would be your target kind of a situation, okay? Now, we just have 53, that's not overbought, oversold. The green is over your red here, but we still have outside sideways action, and we are still in a downtrend until we crack above that 200-day. Alrighty, let's take a look here in old natty gas. Okay, here we have natural gas. Popped up today, couldn't do nothing about it. However, remember, contract roll, contract roll, contract roll. Right here we had contract roll, zipped up here. Right here we had contract roll, come right on down. But we're getting right to that contract roll situation going here right now, okay? So just always remember that. Where she popped right on up here, went through the 21-day, the 100-day stopped it actually cold, and now we have what they call an indecision candle, okay? So on the downside, you want to watch that 200-day. You're sitting at that 3.53. That's that 200-day, the red. The next level is going to be that 3.27. There's your 8-day, and then we have the 3 all the way on the bottom here, okay? Now, we lose that. You come right down here, 289. Look to the bottom there, 277. And then we come down here at 262, okay? Now, upside, we got to maintain that key level, okay, that 200-day. Then we can, and we have that 21-day, and we have the sitting at 366, and then we have the old Hondo sitting right there at 371. Now, we get above 371 Hondo here. We're going to come right to the bottom there at 379. We'll look to the bottom there, looking at 384, and then we come up to the top there. You're looking at 398. We come up there at 402. Then we'll be looking at 417 is your 50-day. That's your big target. But right now, indecision candle. Now, we gapped up here. See that gap? Okay. The bottom of that candle, 338. That's going to be very, very key on the support level. And look at the top of that candle, 323. Gap, 8-day, and then fill situation. So you got really nothing here going. You got that contract roll. Let's just see. Now remember, when a contract roll, it doesn't affect the ETF. So if you're trading UNG or KOLD or BOIL or whatever, it doesn't really affect those situations. Now, 47. That's not overbought, oversold. The green is trying to go over the red here. So let's just wait until 8 o'clock here, see what happens with this. But once we start getting above here, that we get above that 21-day and that 100-day, well, then I'll jump right in that UNG, and I think your big target is going to be right there. It's going to be that 50-day. We crack above that, your big target is top of that candle right there at 4.59. Alrighty, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here tomorrow morning. We'll do it all over again. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.